make sure that we bring you the answers from the resident experts. What do I mean by that? Well, we've had questions with regards to spring registration. We've had questions regarding academic advising and what that entails, scheduling meetings, just graduation audits. And we brought the resident experts, students, to you this afternoon to discuss these things with you. So I hope that you have your pen and pencil ready. What we would like for you to do is to listen to the different divisions who are going to be speaking. One is from Student Success, the academic advisement area, excuse me, and the other one is the Division of Enrollment Management. We want you to listen to what they're saying because this is for you. There are questions that you've asked. You're going to hear them give you the answers to. If you have other questions at the end of our presentation, we're going to leave time for you to put questions in the Q&A, and we will come back and answer those. So without further ado, we want to start our presentation with the Division of Student Success. It's part of the Academic Affairs area. And I'm going to turn it over to the head of the Student Success area, and that is Dr. Clytrice Watson, who is our Associate Provost for this area. Dr. Watson?
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Hawkins, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad you could join us this afternoon. As Dr. Hawkins said, have been a lot of questions and concerns about academic advisement and what the Office of Student Success does. So today, with our presentation, we are going to remind you and give you some additional information on what the Office of Student Success is accountable for, how we can assist you, and where you can find additional resources if needed. So I have a dynamic team on board who are going to address some of your concerns today. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Jarso Segby, who's the Associate VP for Student Success.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Thank you, Dr. Hawkins. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. Thank you for joining the OSS team this afternoon. We hope you find this information helpful today. Today joining me is a team of 5 of my colleagues, Dr. Marcel Poe, Miss Tamika Faria Frisbee, her name always gives me a tongue twister, Miss Charmaine White, and Dr. Danielle Ashenbo, and Ms. Anna Ortiz. And today we will be bringing you the who, what, when, where, and how about OSS. Next slide, please. So today's agenda is going to cover who we are, what we do, our advising structure, pre-registration mobilization activities that we began, and then collaborations that we have with other units to ensure your success, and our contact information, should in case you need to contact us after the presentation. Next slide, please. So who we are. The Office of Student Success comprises 8 units, academic advisement being one component of the Office of Student Success. We also have the academic services for student athletes, our intervention and retention area that has the peer academic coaches that support at-risk students to ensure they stay on track to make progress. Our integrated academic support area that focuses on tutoring, supplemental instruction, and the writing studio. You'll hear from Ms. Ortiz there for today, as well as the experiential learning and honors program, our first year program, opportunity scholars, the office that support our dreamers, and the library. So these are the units that comprise the Office of Student Success. Next slide, please. Particularly for professional advisement, we have 16 professional academic advisors available. to support you, to include our newly branded unit, which is our transfer advising office that supports all of our new transfer students, as well as our team of academic support staff that supports our students from matriculation through graduation. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Poe, who will talk to you about the advisor roles and responsibilities and what is it that we do in advising. Dr. Poe?
Thank you, Ms. Segley. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Veterans Day once again. When we talk about advisement, we're looking at a collaborative relationship between the advisor and their student. What does that mean? That means we are working together to support you to make sure that you're able to achieve the goals that you have. So we assist students in the development of their educational goals, including the selection of a major. Several students often come in. They may not know exactly what major is good for them, but we go through the process of helping the student understand their goals and what majors might fit with them. I know the website says we have over 60 majors, so we have plenty of choices for students to choose from. We help students with the selection of the major, course selection based off the degree or major that they choose. Meeting graduation requirements, we help the student understand what requirements are for their graduation for their specific major. Experiential learning opportunities, internships, and exploring the possibility of graduate school and life after graduation. We do these things when we meet with our students, when we put together our individual development plan. That's why it's important that students meet with their advisors at least 2 times during the semester. That way we can make sure that you're on the right track based off your goals and what you would like to do. We provide students with policy and procedural information relating to academics and institutional guidelines such as drop add policy, academic probation, suspension, dismissal. We want to make sure that all of our students are in good academic standing. The goal is to help you to be successful and then make sure that you're on a satisfactory academic progress as it relates to your financial aid. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about registration. And that's one of the other areas that we help students with is assisting with registration based off their curriculum and their chosen major. And this information is maintained inside our IDP database and also individual files that we keep with our students. There may be times that we have to work with other agencies or other places on campus. And so we provide you information as a referral method or a resource to other campus services, university academic resources. So if a student needs tutoring, for instance, we'll be there to refer the student to tutoring or anything that you may need. So the Office of Student Success, we have a large number of different resources available as Ms. Segley went over today. So if you need anything, we're here to assist you and provide you the resources that you need and to guide you in the area that you need to go. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Archibald. She's going to talk a little bit about the structure of advisement.
Thank you, Dr. Poe. Good afternoon, Hornets. I want to chat with you about the structure of advising. So, as you know, Delaware State University is broken down into 4 colleges. And with each of those colleges, you're going to find individual majors. So academic advisors are assigned by college, and then advisees are assigned to advisors by last name. If we look at the image on the right-hand side, it depicts the pipeline from where you enter DSU all the way to graduation. So depending on your year of matriculation, meaning the year that you came to DSU, your advising structure may be a little bit different. So for example, if you look at the fall of 2015, you'll see that the College Advisement Center was for first and second year students, and then for third and fourth year students, you're going to move on to faculty advisors and then the chairs for senior audits. However, if you look down in fall of 2018, for the students who matriculated during that year, you'll see that actually there's a combination of OSS advisors and faculty mentors that assist the student from first year all the way to graduation. So it's important to remember that depending on when you matriculated, your advising pathway may look a little bit different. And to reiterate what Dr. Poe mentioned, these individualized development plans, these IDP meetings are important, and they're going to help us help you to be the best, to have the best experience and be the most successful during your time here at DSU. And you want to have those IDP meetings at least twice per semester. And a special note for our juniors and seniors in terms of audits. So if you're a junior, your OSS advisor should be doing a preliminary audit for you. And then if you are a senior, so if you're a current senior graduating this year, either in December or in May, your department chair and the faculty mentor are going to complete those senior audits for you. So please take note of that if we have some junior and senior audits on that audit. Also, the best way to get connected with your advisor is to schedule an appointment on Appointment Plus. You can do that by going to my.desu.edu, and there's an Appointment Plus icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. If you simply click on that and log in, you'll be able to schedule an appointment either with a tutor or with your academic advisor. You can also reach us by phone. We often have office lines and remote lines for you to contact us. And then, of course, there's always email, or you can drop in during our virtual office hours. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Cortez to talk about integrated academic support services.
Good afternoon, Hornets. Welcome to this session. I am Anna Cortez, Director for Integrated Academic Support Services. In a nutshell, I am going to share information about ways we can help you succeed in your courses. IASS has 4 centers. We have supplemental instruction, which are courses we target specifically for historically difficult courses in which an SI leader attends the class and then creates 2 to 3 study sessions outside of class. You will know who your SI leader is if one is assigned to your course because they will make announcements. They'll get up in front of the class, announce themselves. They will send messages through Blackboard. They will post their SI session hours, so you will know who they are. We then have the Quantitative Reasoning Center, which is our math tutorial center. We have the Writing Studio, which helps students with writing across the curriculum. And then we have the Tutorial Center, which picks up all those other courses that the other 3 centers have not. Your sciences, we have a business tutor, study skills tutor, anything that we can do to help assist students. And then within the tutoring, we also have academic programs to help support students. They can be our writing workshops, Socratic seminars, author spotlights, success workshops. And they are facilitated not only by the ISS staff, but tutors, faculty, staff, and we also sometimes bring in guest speakers. So when you come to our centers, what can you expect from us? Our tutorial sessions are holistic, meaning that we don't want you to come in here for a quick fix, just give me the answer to my assignment. We want you to come to our sessions knowing that your peers, the DSU tutors, who have taken the class will be there to help you understand the material, to reinforce the concepts that you're learning. And then to answer your question so that you can then apply the information you've learned in the tutorial session to your homework assignments, to any tests or quizzes that are given. Also within the sessions, our tutors will provide study strategies, test taking tips, how to take notes. Because again, remember, they've been there, they've done that. So they've got a little bit of insight on how to help you succeed in your course. How do we provide our services? Well, we have in-person tutorial sessions as well as virtual hours. So we are able to meet your needs wherever you may be at the moment. We also have tutor.com, which is a free online tutoring service for all students. And this link can be found within Blackboard, your Blackboard course, under the Tools section. So if you log in through Blackboard, it automatically logs you in. You don't have to worry about paying. And then you can choose which subject that you need assistance with. So how do you get a DSU tutor? How do you find us? Well, you can come to the second floor of the library. We are in rooms 205, 206, 212, 210. So you're hearing a lot of classroom numbers, but if you come to the second floor of the library, ask where the tutoring center is, and they will direct you. Also, another way that you can find out how to get a DSU tutor, as Dr. Archibald mentioned earlier, you can go to the Appointment Plus link that is found on my DSU page on the right-hand corner. So when you click on that, you have your choice of making an appointment for a tutor and for your advisor. So we do encourage students to make appointments. One, if you make an appointment, you're more likely to commit to coming to the session. You won't forget about it because Appointment Plus will send you a reminder. But also it helps let our tutors know that you're coming so that they can be prepared in understanding what material they will need to cover, as well as we do accept walk-ins. So you're welcome to come to our tutorial centers when the tutors are available for your help. Okay. I had already mentioned where you can find us. So we are on the second floor of the library, but you probably have heard of us through several other platforms. You received emails from me, or you receive them through our community Blackboard page, Academic Support Tutorial Services. I try and put something catchy in the subject line so you know we're here for you. So watch out for that, as well as the writing studio. I send individual emails, and this particular semester, we've hyped up our social media. I'm going to put in the chat our Instagram page, and Mr. Blank, our coordinator, he's been doing a great job in developing our Instagram page so that it's Meet Me Monday. So that's where you'll meet our tutors. We have Whitney Wednesday. On Wednesdays, Bella Whitney, our study skills tutor, she posts strategies, tips, insight on how to navigate a course. And she does live stories on Wednesdays. So I'll put the Instagram address in the chat. Please share it, join us, and then you'll be able to also access our schedules. I am in the second floor of the library. You see me around campus, you see me on the second floor, stop by, say hello. I would be glad to assist you. We are here to help you succeed. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're so happy that you came on to our session today. My name is Tamika Furrier-Frisbee. I'm the Director of Advising for College of Business students. So today you've heard a lot about what advisors do and who we are. Students come to see us for many different reasons, and sometimes those reasons go beyond our areas of expertise. In these cases, rather than answering a question ourselves, we try to connect the student to the department or the area where they'll be able to find the help that they need. As Dr. Poe mentioned earlier, we are connectors and we provide referrals. We work with many of the different units across campus, and we try to be as knowledgeable as we can, but remember that we have limited information about your status outside of the academic realm. Financial aid, student accounts, and housing are among the areas that we most regularly refer students for additional assistance. Counseling services are also important as most of the needs that students will go to the counseling office for go beyond the training of advisors, and they help with a variety of different topics. We also work very closely with the academic departments and the registrar's office to know about items that are related to your courses, deadlines, grades, and various situations that students report to us. There are times when we will refer you back to your instructor or to your department chair for items that are specific to your situation. We always want to try to connect you to the unit that can help you with the situation that you have. Our goal is to empower you to become informed and to know where to go and how to resolve situations. There are many times that a student doesn't know where to go or who to talk to, and we try to connect them to the right contact. Now, I'm going to just go through the various advisors from the various colleges to make sure that you know who your assigned advisor is. So for students who are in the College of Agriculture, Science, and Technology, Dr. Poe is the director of CAS. Advisors advise across all majors by last name. If your last name begins with A through F, Dr. Leroy Hawkins is your advisor. If your last name begins with G through L, Mr. Frank Uhiri is your advisor. For students whose last names begin with M through S, Mrs. Lene Spratley is their advisor. And finally, for students at the end of the alphabet whose last names are from T through Z, Dr. Marcel Poe is your advisor. For students who are part of the Wesley College of Health and Behavioral Sciences, advisors also do advise across different majors. So if you are a nursing, a kinesiology, a public health, or a psychology major, and your last names are from A through I, Ms. Michelle Rush will be your advisor. For those same majors, if your last name begins with H through Z, Mr. Samuel J will be your advisor. And if you are a social work major, Ms. Anna Cortez, who you just heard from, will be working with you at this point in time as the advisor. CHES students in the College of Humanities, Education, and Social Sciences. Ms. Charmaine White is the director. All advisors within CHES advise all majors by last name, as with some of the other colleges. For students whose last names begin with A through C, your advisor will be Ms. Gloria Knowles. For students whose last names begin with D through J, Dr. Carol Kapota Middleton is the advisor. Students whose last names are from K through R, Ms. Amy Kellen is the advisor. And finally, for students whose last names are S through Z, the advisor is Ms. Charmaine White. Now we have our College of Business, where I'm the director. For our college, Mr. Brian Passarell is the advisor for all of the aviation students. Outside of aviation, all advisors advise also by last name. So I advise all students whose last names begin with A through D, with the exception of aviation. Ms. Janet McCrae advises all students whose last names begin with E through L, also not including aviation. And finally, Ms. Simone Merritt advises all students whose last names are M through S, not including aviation. For all other majors, Mr. Brian Passarell advises students T through Z, and as I mentioned before, all aviation majors. And Dr. Danielle Archambault is the advisor for all first-year transfer students. And now you're going to hear from Ms. Charmaine White.
Good afternoon, all, and welcome. It is my pleasure to present on behalf of the Office of Student Success regarding some of the wonderful activities and events that we hold here within the Office of Student Success. I am Ms. White, and I'm going to be talking about the pre-registration activities that we've held throughout the month of November and October. Now, I like to consider these workshops as professional development for our students to make sure, as Ms. Tamika said, we empower you and we give you some type of engagement to help you promote the success that you were ordained here to do while you're at DSU. So, within these forums, you will learn how to select spring 2022 classes, but it's just not about selecting the courses, but we want you to know how to complete the forms in order for you to successfully complete and have the spring 2022 courses that you would like to have. We also would like to make sure that you learn how to research and access the courses in order for you to complete that form. We also want you to complete your IDP, because that IDP gives you the opportunity to develop the plans for you while you're here at Delaware State University, encouraging collaboration and engagement with your academic advisor and your faculty mentor. You will also receive feedback, or you have received feedback from these sessions, and how to complete your course request form for the spring 2022 classes. Next slide. It's even time to get more excited, because starting next week, we will be bringing advising to you. So not only for our students, but let's say we have a staff member that may be considering taking a class or two to enhance your professionalism. Come and join us over in the Martin Luther King lobby from 10:30 to 3:30 p.m. starting November the 16th. Then we're going to take it over to the Tubman Laws Residence Hall from 5 to 7 p.m. We want to make sure that your experiences, your professional growth, and your engagement towards your success is great here at Delaware State University. So we are actually in our second year of our annual Mobile Advisement Week. So we want to make sure that you come out and enjoy this time with us away from the offices, right? Walk-ins are welcome. We want you to register for this program so that we will be able to engage you in a timely manner. But always remember that the safety protocols will be maintained. You have to have your mask on in order for us to be able to service you. We want to keep Delaware State University safe. Now, we're going to hear a little bit from one of our students. That is from Chess. Talk to you about next week's event.
Are you seeking guidance with your spring 2022 semester course selection? If so, the Office of Student Success is hosting its annual Mobile Advisement Week for all students, especially freshmen that have not registered for spring 22 classes. Learn how and what classes to choose for your spring semester, receive help and feedback from advisors on the spot, complete an individual development plan, and get on the right track to a successful academic semester. From Tuesday, November 16th through Thursday, November 18th, 2021, in the MLK Student Lobby from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. or the Tubman Law Residence Hall from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Student IDs are required for entry. Thank you and hope to see you there.
Just to highlight our standard hours of operation, advisement hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. We do have late hours at least one day out of the week. On Fridays, we meet 8:30 to 4:30 in the office. We have weekly virtually walk-in and drop-ins that are available. Our tutoring hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. So students, faculty, and staff, we're here 6 days a week except Saturdays. Our services are delivered by appointment, hybrid, face-to-face, and virtual. If you're considering where to find resources, if you're want to contact somebody within the OSS office, we have our website listed for you. If you're interested in tutoring, Ms. Anna Cortez will be your contact. Center for Disability Resources Accommodations, you will contact Dr. Ann Netler. If you're interested in advisement, you will contact Student Success at dsu.edu. Academic services for student athletes would be Ms. Robbins Thompson. Honors and internships, we have Ms. Poe, or you could also go to the Urella website. If you're interested in learning more about the Dreamers, you can contact Mr. Kevin Noriega. And we also have Ms. Diane Bogle, who oversees our peer academic coaches and any intervention that we will have that a student needs. We also have several platforms for social media. If you're interested to contact us via that way, we have Twitter, Instagram. You could also go to the two page at Delaware State University Office of Student Success. We also have email studentsuccess@dsu.edu, and we also have a main telephone number, 7527. Many ways of contacting us. So whenever you're contacting us, please use email advocacy, which is including your full name, your D100 number, and your major in the email so you could receive speed assistance. Thank you. We'll open it up for questions once you put it in the chat. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much to the Division of Student Success on this informative information on academic advising. I appreciate that. What we're going to do, as Ms. White said, if you want to put, if you have questions, just put it in the chat. And at the end of the information that is going to be next from the Division of Enrollment Management, we will definitely get to the questions. So without further ado, what I would like to do is to introduce Mr. Tony Boyle, who is the Vice President for Enrollment Management, and his team to give us information with regards to everything dealing with enrollment management that you need to know at this point. Mr. Boyle?
Dr. Hawkins, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to be here and to share with you some pretty important stuff. What we're going to do today is have our team, they're nicely positioned downstairs in our admissions conference room, to share with you a wide array of things that you need to do and responses you need to provide to information that they're currently sharing with you. Without further ado, we will turn it over to those in the admissions conference room. We'll start with student accounts and we'll go from there. Admissions conference room, let's get started.
Yes, the information is being pulled up. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carol Boyer-Yancey. I'm with Student Accounts. I would like to talk to you a little bit about how you can quickly get to your account information. Pretty simple. Basically, there are three ways that we can get to know about our student account. We can either walk into the Lobby Central, or we can call on our WebEx. But the quickest way to do that is by going to your banner self-service and clicking on that under my DESU account and sign in with your PIN and your user ID. And then click on the student records. After doing that, then you will click on account summary by term and click on the term that you desire and then click submit and you are there. One of the quickest way to do that. And this is the time for you to actually find out the status of your account. You want to find out whether you have balances and you want to find out whether you have holds prior to registering. And you will repeat the same things that I mentioned before, and you will then click on the hold button in order for you to see what type of holds are out there, if any, for you. Next slide. You can also contact us at any time in student accounts. Our contact information is right here, and you can reach us all the time by WebEx throughout the day. And our hours of operation are listed below. Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow Hornets. My name is Al Dorsett, Executive Director of Financial Aid, and here to assist you with your financial aid. So, as Ms. Carol Boyer-Yancey indicated, very important, your MyDSU banner self-service. One of the obstacles that tend to hit students when it comes to registering for the spring semester is either how we did academically in the fall, or is our bill actually paid? So with Ms. Boyer-Yancey explained to you, looking at that account summary by term helps you understand what your bill actually was for this fall 21 term, as well as if your bill has been satisfied, whether it be financial aid, your own payments, or other types of funds that are coming through. So for that financial aid piece, when students log into the My DSU banner self-service, they're going to click the financial aid tab and they want to select the 21-22 academic year. We can move on to the next slide. When they select that financial aid tab, they're going to look at eligibility and they're going to look at student requirements. Students always want to check their student requirements because requirements are one of those things that tend to stop financial aid from processing. So many students do their FAFSA, they receive a financial aid award, and sometimes we forget, hey, I got my award, I'm good to go, but there may be certain other requirements a student may need to complete before the award can be processed. So one, looking at account summary by term lets you know if your financial aid was processed. If you don't see that financial aid was processed, or particular pieces of financial aid is not processed, you want to look at those requirements to see why that has happened. We can move on to the next slide. Another key piece when you look at that is some students are selected for verification by the federal government. Verification is a process that although a student did the FAFSA, the federal government wants us, Delaware State University, to verify that all information was correct on the FAFSA. Now here's the great thing. The federal government, because of COVID-19 and knew that a lot of families and individuals had different situations, have waived verification. So in many ways, the verification process has become very easy right now. However, for Delaware State University to complete that process of waiving your verification, we need all students to sign on and create their Campus Logic account by going to desu.verifymyfafsa.com and registering their account. Once they register their account, as long as there's no conflicting information on their FAFSA, it will actually say, congratulations, you're good to go, and we'll be able to process the information. If there is conflicting information, it will ask you to provide specific information so that we can clear that conflicting information and satisfy your requirements. As shown on this slide right here, once a student fulfills all their requirements, they will actually see where it says satisfied requirements compared to unsatisfied requirements. We can move on to the next slide. Just real quick, on creating that Campus Logic online mobile account, verifymyfafsa.com, put in the D number as your DSU email as your username and the D number as the password. You'll put your personal information so that we can match you correctly to your FAFSA. And again, it will tell you after that if you need to provide documentation or congratulations, you're good to move forward. Next slide, please. And just showing again, if it says that a student needs to provide anything, that's what it will look like. We can move forward. And again, looking at that, satisfy my requirements, and looking at your award by the aid year. Other piece of it, students. Some students get awarded and they have not accepted certain awards. A student definitely wants to review their awards and determine if they want to accept or decline their award. For federal student loans, if a student chooses to accept the award, because awards are in an offered status, so that award does not pay unless a student accepts the award as well as completes, if they're a first-time borrower, their master promissory note and their entrance counseling. We can move on to the next slide. To complete for first-time borrowers, that direct loan master promissory note, students want to go to studentaid.gov, sign in with you as the student, FSA ID and password. Same FSA ID and password you use to complete and sign your FAFSA. And then once you do that, you want to select or hover over the complete aid process and choose complete master promissory note. You want to complete the master promissory note for the undergraduate student loans. Next slide, please. Same thing for entrance counseling, same place. Once you've completed that master promissory note, complete that entrance counseling so that you can fulfill all requirements. And for students who are graduating, any student who received federal direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans while attending Delaware State University, if you are graduating, if you're leaving, if you're dropping below half time, all students are required to complete an exit counseling with the federal government. So same place, studentaid.gov. Instead of selecting the other option, they'll actually select manage loans and choose exit counseling. Financial aid is always here to assist our students. Please feel free to give us an email or call us You can reach us at 5260 or 4260 for our call center that will direct you to a financial aid professional, as well as students can go on our email or our web account and actually create an appointment with one of our counselors. Now we'll move into Dr. Finchao Liu with International Affairs.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. Whatever the place you are, I hope you are well. I'm Dr. Fengshan Liu, Associate Vice President for International Affairs. For the International Hornet, if you are graduating, I congratulate you. But make sure you've completed all the required documents, including a graduation application and paying all the fees. Then one more thing I want to mention to you, if you decide to apply for OPT, please apply within the 90 days before your graduation or within the 60 days after your graduation. So this is very important. Please do within the timeline. For the new student, the new International Hornets, please make sure you get your visa. But before you get the visa, we need to issue I-20 form. Then we also need some documents from you. We have this on the web page, but you can always contact us. I have the contact information at the bottom. I will mention that also. During this pandemic time, during the very special time, you need more documents and more work to do before you can come over to the US. Yeah, please also look at the vaccines listed on the cdc.gov to find out whether you had one of the vaccines approved by US government. You have to have fully vaccinated on one of the with one of the vaccines listed on the CDC. This is very important. Talk about arriving day. I suggest you come here as soon as possible, as early as possible. There are many reasons for doing that, but I just want to mention one thing. You heard that registration, so that's a very important part. So come early, then you can finish registration. Then for housing, the same way. If you come before the allowed moving date for housing, don't worry about too much. We can help you to locate a place, maybe a hotel or some other places to stay. If you couldn't get housing, then let us know also. As many of International Hornets treat us as parents, we'll continue to be parents. Whatever the problems we have, then we don't want you to have problems. However, if you have problems, let us know. We will help you. Then you see my email and also Mrs. Candace Moore's email over there at the bottom, and also my cell phone number. Please remember my cell phone number. Basically, you can call me anytime, especially when you walk into the US Custom. Some student lost some documents or whatever the reasons, that you can call us from there, then make sure we can help you to get into the country. Anyhow, any issues with you, contact us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all who have served. My name is Joanna Henry, and I'm an Associate Director in the Office of Records and Registration. Well, I would like to point out before beginning about the no-show policy, as my colleagues have said, Ms. Carol Boyer-Yancey and Mr. Outdoor Set, there are a lot of things that you access in your banner self-service. So if at any time you find yourself locked out and you cannot get in there, please contact the records office so that we can walk you through being able to access banner self-service and creating and resetting your PIN. That way you are able to go through those things that were previously mentioned to you. The no-show policy, we are at the end of the no-show policy for the accelerated session 2. However, it is important that you remember the no-show policy. Delaware State University defines the no-show policy as all enrolled students are required to attend each class at least once before the last day to add classes in order for your instructor to verify your attendance. Failure to verify your attendance in a class before the last day of classes, last day to add classes will result as you being processed as a no-show, which means that you will be dropped from the course and it will be dropped from your student schedule. All of the tuition and fees associated with the course will be removed and no grade will be issued. However, please remember that if you are a full-time student and you are receiving financial aid as a full-time student, and you are no-show from a course, you have 14 credits, let's say, and you are no-show from a 3-credit course, that will drop you down to a part-time status, which can impact your financial aid, it can impact housing, and various other things. So please pay attention. If you are no-show from a course mistakenly, your instructor can reach out to our office and we will gladly reinstate you back into the course. Next slide, please. Accelerated Session 2 courses are underway. Classes began on October the 25th, and they will end on December 17th. The last day to add an Accelerated 2 session course was October the 28th, and the effective date, if you were to drop an Accelerated 2 session course to receive a W on your transcript, was October the 29th. However, the last day that you are able to drop an Accelerated 2 session course will be November 19th, 2021. Pre-registration. As Dr. Poe, Ms. Charmaine White, Ms. Tamika Frisbee, and Ms. Xavier has said, it is very important to get registered for your courses. The pre-registration period for spring and summer is currently underway. It started on October 27th and it ends on November 28th. So if possible, you have all the resources on how to make an academic advisement appointment. Reach out to your academic advisors and try to get registered for your courses before you go on the Thanksgiving break. It's very important to get registered. Registration connects you to the university. It also triggers charges in the bill. So you want to make sure that your charges are correct, financial aid is in order. So make sure that you schedule those appointments with your academic advisor. Next slide, please. Graduation. I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the biggest times on campus for students. So just a little bit of information and some dates. Control dates for summer 2021 graduates is August the 15th. These are the dates that your degree is actually conferred. For the fall 2021 graduates, December 15th is your conferral date. And for our spring 2022 graduates, May 15th, 2022 is your conferral date. The commencement exercises will be held on May the 14th, 2022. There will be no commencement exercises this December. There will be one commencement this academic year. However, summer 2021, fall 2021, and spring 2022 graduates are all eligible to participate in the commencement in the spring of next year. Please remember that the deadline to order your regalia is November 15th, which I believe is Monday. So if you haven't done so, make sure if you are participating in the commencement exercises that you get that order in for your regalia. Only the summer and fall 2021 graduates should be placed in an order for your regalia at this time. If you have not received an email regarding your regalia, that is because the Office of Records have not received a graduation application for you. If we should have received a graduation application, you can reach out to your academic advisor to begin that process so that we can receive your graduation application and audits and get that processed immediately. As you can see, we are all connected here and we are here to assist you, and we want to see that you are successful in completing your degree here at Delaware State University.
I think that is the end of Enrollment's presentation. Mr. Buller, I think the floor is open probably for questions for both areas.
You're correct. Dr. Hawkins?
Thank you, Enrollment Management Team. Thank you very much for that. We will go to the chat, and I will ask Ms. Wilson, do we have any questions in the chat?
There are currently no questions in the chat or Q&A, but we did have one come in via YouTube. Do students return after Thanksgiving?
I didn't even hear the question.
Yeah. After the Thanksgiving holiday, do students return or do they come back after winter break?
Students do return after Thanksgiving break, and the dorms reopen on Sunday following, and they'll continue to end the semester here on campus. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, other than that, we don't have any questions in the chat or Q&A.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. So to our students who participated, I hope that you took note of everything that each one of the divisions have put out to you. It was informative. There are things that I heard today that questions that you have brought to the Office of the President. I've heard these questions from you. You got the answers today. I hope that you are vigilant in making sure that you get in touch with the resident experts in both of these areas if you have any concerns. Don't sit and wait until the end of the semester and then you want to know, what do I do? This is why we're coming to you now and making sure that you understand that this forum is for you to answer your concerns, your questions about everything that you have been emailing us upstairs in the president's office. So with that, to the teams, student success, enrollment management, as always, I thank you so much for this informative session. And to our students, I wish you well. Have a good afternoon, everybody.